The Toronto Blue Jays have a ton of new obstacles that they've got to overcome next season, and one of which that isn't getting talked about enough involves their longtime catcher, Alejandro Kirk. For the longest time, the Blue Jays have been riding with their catching duo of Danny Jansen and Alejandro Kirk that both have their strengths offensively. Danny's being power and Alejandro Kirk's being contact. And for the large part of the last 4 years, that duo has been leading the major leagues in a ton of offensive categories. That wasn't until this past season. The duo struggled mightily in the early parts of last season, and with the Blue Jays basically being out of a postseason race, and with 1 year left of Danny Jansen, the Blue Jays traded Danny Jansen to the Boston Red Sox, leaving Alejandro Kirk and the Toronto Blue Jays in a position that they have never been in before. They were going to rely on Alejandro Kirk to carry the workload for the remainder of the season, which was a scary thought for many Toronto Blue Jay fans. And while Alejandro Kirk started to pick it up offensively in the second part of the season, there were still many concerns about how Alejandro Kirk's workload would play out over a full 162. And with that being said, many Blue Jay fans believed that the Toronto Blue Jays would be looking for additional help this coming free agency, but recently we've been told that the Blue Jays don't have any plans on getting any more catching help in the near future. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. Recently, Ross Atkins spoke out about their catching situation, saying seeking out another catcher is, quote, not something that we're going to put at the top of our list. So what does this mean for Alejandro Kirk and the Blue Jays backup catching options for next season? Before we get into the details, I encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today if you enjoy Blue Jays news and content. As of right now, the only internal backup options the Blue Jays have are Tyler Heineman and Nick Raposo. Now, Tyler Heineman feels like the most likely option to start next year as the Blue Jays' number 2 catcher because he's very familiar with the Blue Jays organization and our pitching staff. However, Tyler Heineman doesn't really provide much offensively as he has a career .571 OPS, and defensively speaking, Heineman is a well below average defensive catcher as he has been on the decline in the last couple seasons. And with no catching prospects on their way for the Blue Jays, it looks like an eternal option may not come for several seasons. However, Ross Atkins didn't completely rule out the option that the Blue Jays would look externally for some catching reinforcements. Ross Atkins said, quote, we always have to be thinking about taking steps, and if there's an incremental one or bigger than an incremental one there, and if we have the ability to do so, then we will do so. Well, I'm pretty stupid, so I asked ChatGPT to translate what Ross Atkins meant, and what he really said was they should always be ready to take action, whether it's a small change or a big one. If they can do something to improve a situation, they should go for it. Meaning this could be as small as the Blue Jays making a waiver claim for a catcher that may have some potential offensively or defensively, or if the price is right on the free agent market, then they may be looking to improve there. But looking at the free agent class, it looks like there aren't too many options available that are going to knock your socks off offensively or defensively. So if the price really isn't right, then the Blue Jays may just settle with Alejandro Kirk being the primary catcher. But that begs the question, is Alejandro being the number 1 catcher and leading this pitching staff a good thing or a bad thing? Time for a quick shout out to Betway. Betway is the best place to make all of your sports bets on all of your favorite teams. Betway is in collaboration with iGaming Ontario, so you must be 19 years or older to participate. You can also scan the QR code to make your account today. And guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Well, time will only tell, but I will say this, when he was the primary catcher at the end of last season, he was better offensively with the OPS plus being above average. And defensively speaking, he has shockingly turned into one of the best defensive catchers in all of baseball. His fielding run value is ranked in the 98th percentile with elite framing and elite caught stealing percentiles. So for the time being, Kirk is looking like an actual okay option to start the year for the Blue Jays. However, how is Kirk going to play out over a full 162, and can he manage that workload? And again, only time will tell. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about Alejandro Kirk leading this Blue Jays pitching staff into the next season? And please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, guys, go Jays go.